There you have it. President Trump and company in the Oval Office, and now the press being ushered out by the press wranglers. It's great to have you with us here on Balance of Power. That fit neatly into our first hour, although it started very late. President Trump standing side by side with RFK Jr., Dr. Oz, and Albert Bourla, the head of Pfizer, along with some others from the company there, to roll out this favored nation pricing status, if you will, when it comes to drugs. The president talking about across-the-board price declines in Pfizer's medications, suggesting that we'll see drug prices drop by 1,000% and maybe more. We're going to assemble our panel for some quick reaction to this. With me here in Washington is Bloomberg Politics contributor, Republican strategist, partner at Stone Court Capital, Rick Davis, and Jeannie Shanzano is with us from New York. Of course, Jeannie, a Bloomberg Politics contributor as well, and Democracy visiting fellow at Harvard Kennedy School's Ash Center. It's great to have both of you with us. Rick, I'm having trouble with the math. How does a price drop by 1,000%? That would imply that they'd be paying us to take the drugs, wouldn't it?
Yeah, look, I mean, this is the classic Trump. I'm going to exaggerate a little bit to make a point here. I mean, he has been fighting to drop drug prices both in his first term, and today's a great example of what he's trying to do by cherry picking Pfizer and getting a deal with them. But at the end of the day, the public's going to have to really see that happen, right? Like, let's see the drug prices go down. The insulin prices he talked about never really came down to the levels that he was discussing. Certainly not 1,000%. Maybe they'd be paying you to take insulin. I mean, it's like, not sure what that was all about. But at the end of the day, this is also a good distraction from really the news of the day, which is we're 12 hours away from a government shutdown. And barely a peep in that long oratory of his to announce this about that, other than to just echo Russ Vought's plan. I wouldn't call it a threat. It's a plan to fire a lot of government employees if the government goes short of cash. So to me, it's a one-off for today, but you really got to wonder, scratching your head, what are we doing today to try and avert a government shutdown? Because it sure didn't look like there was much happening in the Oval Office around that.
Well, that's true. He was asked, Jeannie, if it was inevitable. He said nothing's inevitable, though he expects the government to shut down. I'm watching Pfizer shares were above $25 here for the first time in a minute, up 5%. So somebody's paying attention. Jeannie, I'm wondering what you think of the timing here, because anyone shows up in the Oval Office, if you're a CEO of Donald Trump, your stock is probably going to be rewarded. Was the point of this to obscure the conversation about a shutdown?
We do need to lower drug prices. There's no question there. The second thing is, this is great PR for Pfizer. The problem is, it's not really good for consumers. Most experts say these direct-to-consumer sales, patients pay out of pocket, not through their insurance company. And he's doing this on top of these tariffs of about 100% on drugs. So potentially, if he addressed his tariff fascination, it may help consumers a lot more than this, which primarily is, again, really good PR for Pfizer, but isn't going to do much for consumers in the end at all.
Well, Bourla got a lot for it, Rick. A 3-year grace period from Trump pharma tariffs. That's enough reason to show up alone, isn't it?
Yeah, I totally agree with Jeannie. If you get an invitation to the Oval Office, come prepared to give and ultimately receive. And so Christmas is early for Pfizer this year. At the end of the day, though, it does conceal the real threat to consumers, and that is the 100% tariffs on drugs manufactured outside the United States. That's going to have a widespread effect. And the insurance companies aren't going to do much about it. I was surprised there wasn't much discussion of Trump RX, the direct-to-consumer label that Donald Trump and the government have launched to try and help support this drug price. Normally, that would be the centerpiece of anything the president would discuss if it had his name on it.
So, Jeannie, the shutdown is upon us. We're, less than 12 hours out here. Is there a late save in our remaining moment, or is this inevitable, as the president was asked?
It's hard to imagine a late save with the House out. So I can't imagine there is a late save, and the president seems prepared to go forward with the shutdown. And you heard there in that discussion on pharmaceuticals, we've heard it throughout the day, the continual lie by many Republicans that the Democrats want to fund health care for illegal immigrants, including transgender surgeries for people in Guatemala. I mean, the list goes on and on. It is nonsense. I am not in favor of this shutdown, but the lying, to Chuck Schumer's point on the Senate floor today, is utterly deplorable. And the president's video last night was racist and the cream of the crop in terms of this lie.
Yeah, that was a new level with the AI video last evening, Jeannie. We're going to talk to Congressman Mike Lawler from New York. The Republican will weigh in on this just hours away from the shutdown. Rick Davis and Jeannie Shanzano will stay with us as we welcome our global television audience to the conversation. Tyler Kendall's coming in too, so keep it right where you have it, only here on Bloomberg.